Hey YouTube, what's going on? And welcome back to Cairo and His Things. Today, we're going to take a look at Wurkkos' newest offering competing with the other flat flashlights in the market, the Wurkkos HD01. All right, let's get down to the specs on this light. For size, we're looking at 111 millimeters top to bottom, or 4.37 inches. On the width, we're looking at 27 millimeters, or 1.06 inch. And on the height, we're looking at 0.66 inch, or 17 millimeters. And on weight, we've got 95 grams. Now, getting onto the battery, this does have a proprietary battery. It's 1200 milliamps, so you're going to be looking at something that's going to run equivalent to something like an 18350. Now, I will say I've seen some people online complaining about the proprietary battery, so I will address that really quick and just say that all the other flat flashlights on the market have proprietary batteries in them. The way that these are built, the way that how slim they are, and the way that they work, it's just a lot easier for these companies, these manufacturers, to do it like they're doing it. I do like to have a battery that I can take out and replace, but my point is that this is Wurkkos' new offering into a lineup of lights that are already in the competition, that are already doing it with proprietary batteries. So there's no reason to dock Wurkkos for having a proprietary battery when all the other lights just like this have proprietary batteries. So if we come to the side of the light here, we do have USB-C recharging. So if you'll see here, there's a little cutout. That does not go down there at all. It's just completely cut out from the side. It's just so that you can get your nail in there and pull that discreet little flap up. So there you can see it's completely separate. And so we've got a really good USB-C flap here because nothing is going to slide by and get that to pull up. That's going to stay closed for you. Now, if we move to the back of the light here, we do have a two-way clip. I do find that the retention is quite tight on this, so you may need to loosen it up a little bit, but I have to kind of pull on it a little bit just to get it into my pocket. It's so tight. But it is two-way, so that means you can clip this onto the front of your ball cap right there and shine the light out that direction. Now on this clip, it is not quite a deep carry, so you can see kind of where it stops there. So you're going to have about that much of the light sticking out of your pocket when you use it. Now moving to this side of the flashlight, we do have a strip of LEDs here. It's actually 16 of them. We'll cover what that looks like when we look at the user interface of this light. Now moving to the front of the light, we've got a 2-button setup here. So unlike something like the O-Light Arcfeld, where we've got rotary and you can switch between what mode you want. Here's the Mini X3. You can switch between what mode you want. Everything is done off of these 2 buttons. But I will say they're super easy to use. And even though there's a lot of options in the user interface, within the first, 15 minutes, I already figured out how to do everything without even looking at the manual. One thing I'm going to call out Wurkkos for on this light that I'm not super happy with, and that is the quality of these buttons. To me, they are very, very thin, and they almost feel like laminated paper or like cardstock when you touch them. They're just so thin, they don't feel very good quality. They feel low quality. Now, I will say they always respond when I click the button. There's no issues there. That's where I really have issues with companies and their buttons. When I press a button and there's an issue with it sticking or something like that, there's no sticking. It's always responsive. So I'm okay with the buttons. It's just the quality doesn't feel there. Just on these buttons specifically. And one thing I'll point out, you can see how the back button kind of protrudes at an equal amount there. The front button, however, is kind of receding down on one half of it, but it's out on the other half. So I feel that difference when I go button to button. So I think that the quality control specifically on my light here wasn't the best. On the body of the light, we do have a matte finish. I think it looks pretty good. On the bottom, we have a magnet. It's a pretty decent magnet. Now you can see where it's already kind of dirty. That's just where, being a matte finish, it kind of gets scuffed up a little bit easier. Moving to the head of the light, this does not come with an ultraviolet light, but I will say when you look at something like the Arcfeld, because it comes with ultraviolet, you've got your LED, and then the other half is your UV, and then you've got a small spot for your laser. On this, because it's not running UV, as much as I do like UV, that means the other half gets to be used for a really big laser. This has got the best laser of any flat flashlight on the market. Now for the LED, we are looking at a lattice power HM and 6000K would be the tint. And then on the laser, we've got a 4 milliwatt green laser. We will check out what that can do when we go on and look at the beam shots. For output, turbo and strobe is actually running the same at 1200 lumens. And then on high, we've got 450 lumens. On medium, we're looking at 100 lumens. Low, 20 lumens. And this does come with a 1 lumen moonlight mode. For the user interface, like I said, everything is operated off these two buttons. So this button right here is your standard LED, and the top button is going to be your fun button. That's where you do the laser. That's where you can mess with all the RGBs here on the side. That's a fun button, but this one is your go-to. This is your workhorse back here, and it's super simple to use. So it's just a click on, click off. If you click on, you hold down and it rotates between low, medium, high. So just like a really standard user interface you'd find on most lights, double click for turbo, triple click for strobe. If you want moonlight from off, you just hold, and then you can cycle from low, medium, high again if you want to go back into those modes. Now up here on our fun button, if you just do a click on, click off, that's going to control your green laser. So let's click that off. So now from off, we can do a couple things. We can hold from off, and that's going to take us into a colored mode. So there you'll see those 16 LEDs there, all colorful. If I hold down from here, I can actually swap between different colors, and you can actually stop at any time if you like a certain tint of each color. So we can stop right there, and now we're going to stay on that pink. And if I double click from there, I can change it to a flashing version. Okay? Now if we go back to off, another thing that we can do is double click. This takes us into a standard LED mode here, where this is going to be white light, but the difference between this and this is going to be more of a floodlight, and it's also going to be high CRI, and it's going to be a lower, prettier tint. And so we could just hold from there to swap between our brightness levels, low, medium, high. Additionally, from off, we can triple click, and this is where it gets really fun. We've got a police mode, and then we double click the cycle on this one to go into waterfall, and double click again to go into rain droplets. Now, this may look similar to you if you're a fan of Sofern, because if you like the Sofern IF24, the side emitters here do the exact same things. So here we can switch between colors. We can change to police mode, waterfall, rain droplets. So if you're familiar with the IF24, you're getting those same cool features on this tiny little flat flashlight. Now that we took a look at the user interface, why don't you follow me outside and let's take a look at what this can do. Alright, now that we saw the beam shots, that leaves me with final thoughts. This does feel good in hand. I think it's very nice. I think it's very competitive with the other lights in the flat flashlight market. It's got a very easy to use user interface. It's very fun. I think this is the most fun flat flashlight out of all of them in the market. But additionally, I think that the thing that helps this to compete the best is its price. On price, we're looking at $49. That means that this is half the price as the Arkfeld, almost half the price of a Streamlight, the Nitecore EDC. This is running so much less expensive. And my question to you would be, are you getting half the light? I don't think so. You're getting a ton of features here. You're getting a good quality flashlight. The only thing I'd really like to see improved is for these buttons to feel a bit more quality. Other than that though, I think that this competes really well. So well actually, that I've pulled together the 3 flashlights that I think compete the best together in this market. And the reason is because I think that these all come with the most features of the flat flashlights. So I'm going to have a review posted soon of the Arkfeld Pro and a review posted soon of the Trustfire Mini X3. After those reviews are done, we're going to have a video come up that's actually going to compare all 3 of these, and we'll have a scoring chart, and we'll break down which of these 3 lights is the best flat flashlight on the market. All right, guys, I'd love for you to leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you thought of the video. Let me know lights that you'd like to see me review. Let me know if there's any 2 flashlights you'd like to see me compete one against another. And I would love if you'd consider not only liking the video, but this is still a very small channel. So if you would subscribe, it would mean a lot to me. Thanks so much for watching and have a great week.